speech is based on a real situation that happened in 2010. Mia will be speaking as a PR rep for the Progressive Insurance as if this incident happened recently. The situation is based on a real conversation between a Progressive insured and Progressive social media team on Twitter. So please welcome Mia Foster White. Deepest apologies, Mia Foster White.
Good evening. My name is Mia Foster White, and I am here on behalf of Progressive Insurance to address the recent social media conflict that recently received national attention. As members of the press, I'm sure many of you have read the tweets by now that Progressive sent out. However, for those of you that have not seen them, I will briefly read a couple of them so you can understand what this conflict is about. Tragically, Katie Fisher was killed in a motor vehicle accident that was caused by the other driver running a red light. Her brother, Mark Fisher, took to his Twitter and commented on the loss of his sister and the handling of her case by Progressive Insurance. He tweeted, "At the trial, the guy who killed my sister was defended by Progressive's legal team. If you are insured by Progressive and they owe you money, they will defend your killer in court in order to not pay your policy." In response, Progressive responded this way: "This is a tragic case, and our sympathies go out to Mr. Fisher and his family for the pain they've had to endure. We fully investigated this claim and relevant background, and we feel we properly handled the claim within our contractual obligations." This evening, I'm here on behalf of Progressive Insurance to apologize and make amends for the insensitivity of the company's message. Let me start by issuing my deepest apologies to Mr. Fisher and his family. We know that this is a very difficult time for them as they are grieving the loss of their sister, of their daughter, and of their friend. As we all go through life, there are going to be times when we all experience loss of some sort. And for those of us who have experienced such loss, we know it is a hard situation to deal with. We know it comes with a lot of pain and a lot of heartache. But I can only imagine how hard it is to lose a loved one with no notice, to lose a loved one unexpectedly. I can only imagine how great that pain is. I recently was on my personal Facebook page when I came across a post that said that a high school classmate of mine's husband had died in a car accident. And immediately my heart ached for her because I thought of her 3 kids. She had 3 young boys. And I thought, how is she going to get over her husband's death and have to work to support these 3 kids alone? I wanted to do something to help her out. Even though I had not seen her since high school, I still had fond memories of her. And so I reached out by sending flowers to her, and I also gave a donation on a GoFundMe page that one of her friends set up for her. The way I wanted to reach out to my former classmates is the same way that Progressive now wants to reach out to their insureds. Progressive now realize that their insureds are not just insureds, but they are friends. But we want to open up opportunities to help our insureds who have gone through a tragic experience through a car accident by developing a new team. And executive members of Progressive have developed a new team which will have a call center available for people who have been in bad or tragic accidents where they can call in, get guidance, get direction, and be led to a place where they can get help closer to their home. Progressive intends to have this new team up and running by the start of this, or the end of this year. The second thing I want to talk to you about this evening is social media. Social media has taken our world by storm. It has become a phenomenon, but it's still something that is very recent, and it's something that we are all still learning about. I know I learn something new about social media every week. But here at Progressive, what we have learned is that even though Flo is a very beloved character, she is not always the right character to push during tragic situations. And so it is our feeling that we will no longer show pictures of Flo when dealing with customers that have been through a tragic accident. Rather, we will start putting time to send direct messages to these insureds. And the third thing I want to talk to you about today is Progressive's legal team. We take pride in the attorneys and staff that we hire to work in our house counsel offices around the country, as they work hard to fight for our insureds, to ensure that they don't have to come out of pocket when being sued, and to ensure they're getting adequate payment when they're not receiving payment from the driver that has injured them. We value our insureds, and we want to make sure that we put them first, because if it's not for them, there is no us. In closing, I want to give my deepest condolences to Matt Fisher and his family as they deal again with the death of their loved one. I also want to apologize to anyone else who may have been offended by Progressive's comments or their insensitivity. And again, I thank you for coming today, and I now open the floor for any questions.
I have a question, were both parties involved insured by Progressive?
No, the person who caused the accident was
Who was insured?
another insured. Any more questions?
Do we know whose fault it was, what caused the accident?
Yes, the person who caused the accident ran a red light, so it was their fault for causing the death.
Did that person switch to Geico?
I'm not sure what the plaintiff in the accident did. They're not our insured.
About how many people will be staffing this new call facility to help people get through these difficult situations?
To start, it will start out small. We have about 20 people, and then we'll see where the need is, if we need to grow or not.
So, you mentioned contractual obligations, from a legal standpoint, your company is obligated to defend the insured, no matter how you may feel about them. Is that basically correct?
Yes.
I like Flo. You're not going to get rid of her, are you?
We are not going to get rid of Flo at this time. The controversy was that when Progressive responded to the tweet, there was a big smiling picture of Flo next to their response. And so we're saying we will remove her from such responses. Any other questions?
Did you reach out to the family directly besides in this media campaign here?
Yes, the CEO did make a personal phone call to the insured's family. Okay, thank you for your time. Good evening.